What is up, guys? It's your boy Rick Kakis, and today we have a brand new Xur Inventory review for the weekend of October 3rd to the 6th, and so let's get started. Alright, let's take a look at what he has. Firstly, for the exotic armor, guys, Bulwark and then Grenadier. Remember, if you go and change the Ghost mod that has to do with armor, so right now it's Bulwark armor. If I change it to, let's go with a Specialist here, and I go back and check the armor, well, now it is Brawler and Gunner. Okay, so two of those just changed in front of my eyes. Usually it's only this one here, but I mean, clearly you guys just saw it's these exotic legs. So again, I'm going to shout out what main stat you're looking for, and then you guys can go and mess around with your ghost mods and try to change these armor pieces into the archetypes you want. So for the Orpheus rig, you 100% want a huge super spike. This is all about your super. Then for the Cinerachnes, kind of unfortunate change to Gunner because Grenadier would be fantastic for this because of course this has to do all with your grapple, so you do want a lot of grenade. Then the Dune Marchers, this is actually very open. There's a lot of different archetypes this could be good with for sure, because this is just about, I mean, melee, it is going to be very good with a melee spike because, you know, it does have chain lightning on melee damage, but it's also like a movement tech exotic, so you could go with some other archetypes as well. Cuirass of the Falling Star, guys, this is actually a very important pickup if you can get a super spike, right? So you absolutely want a Cuirass. It's one of the most meta exotics in the entire game right now for DPS in stuff like the Desert Perpetual Raid, so 100% try to get this with a super spike. Then we have the Nezarac's Sin here. This is very much about abilities, so you could go, hey, the Specialist route even for more rifts, or you could go the grenade route, or you could go the melee route. Any of those is a good choice. Then you have the Secant Filaments. These will give you Devour in your rift, so you do want a class stat. And then of course we have the exotic class item. Now, as for the random offers, nothing too exciting this week. Now, then for the weapons, well, first of all, we do have the Lumina Catalyst. The Lumina is actually a very important weapon to have, right? So, especially when you're trying to squeeze, you know, the Omega best DPS in certain DPS phases, someone with a Lumina boosting the damage of the other players is a strategy that does emerge. So having this Lumina Catalyst just in case is not a bad idea at all. Ace of Spades is a very good overall weapon. You still see it used in PvP, maybe not so much these days, but not a bad catalyst to have. It's going to add Firefly to the weapon. Then we've got the Black Talon, very interesting sword. The projectiles for heavy attacks shoot like the Warlock Solar Super, so they'll go and track people. It's actually not bad at all. Not meta right now, though. Hard Light, not very meta right now, but the fundamentals like perk in it did get buffed. Huckleberry did get a buff as well. Just an overall good SMG, but not super meta. And then the Hawkmoon, where we do have Rangefinder, but then Fluted Barrel and Polymer Grip is not what we want to see, so unfortunately, that's going to be a no. All right, now as for these weapons, Law Signal, this is like the only craftable area denial frame in the game, I believe. And it's a very good weapon when you craft the God roll. This roll is kind of mediocre at best. So if you're someone who's 3 out of 5 or 4 out of 5 on the pattern, I would say buy this weapon and maybe use a Deep Sight Harmonizer on it, or buy some of these weapons and just put them in your vault. Why? Well, Xur can actually sell Deep Sight Harmonizers, so you can just wait for him to sell it and then, you know, unlock the last, you know, 5th pattern for your Lost Signal. Then you have this really good craftable area denial frame. I think that is worth it for sure. Then we've got the Breachlight here with Slice and Swashbuckler. No thank you. We've got the Aisha's Care, which is a Trials of Osiris weapon, and I mean, Keep Away is actually one of the better perks in this left column. Not quite the best, but still very good. Ricochet rounds is literally the best in slot. It's like what you're looking for in this slot. And then full bore and extended, you can definitely do better for the barrels, but neither of these are terrible. So like if you go extended, ricochet, keep away, that's all good. Collective action is really not that amazing. However, I mean, if you are running a build that can make a ton of stasis shards, for example, you can, get some good use out of this. If you really want the Isha's Carrot and you don't play a lot of trials, you can pick this up as a stopgap, but you can definitely do better for the role. Then we've got Grave Robber multi-kill clip. No thank you. We've got the yesterday's question with Dragonfly in the left, which isn't the most plus another damage increasing perk in the right. Not a terrible little PvE role here, but also, again, I think you can do a lot better there. Then you've got the Palindrome, an old Nightfall weapon. Well, I mean, full bore is a lot of range, Accurize for even more range, and then Elemental Capacitor is, if you are running, specifically Arc for handling or Void for stability, not bad. But Snapshot Sights is terrible. We don't want to reload speed masterwork, so unfortunately, the role kind of falls apart when you get to there. Now, this is very interesting. So the Crown Splitter, Flash Counter, and Vorpal Weapon. So I actually think that if I switch characters, I'll have the other class-specific swords on offer. And this isn't a terrible role as Flash Counter if you are doing the Stronghold shenanigans on the Titan. So we're going to have to check. I'm going to switch to Warlock after this and check if the other sword is there. Then we've got the Planic Stride. This is also craftable. Unfortunately, not that good of a weapon. Certainly nowhere near as good as the Lost Signal. And this is a terrible role as well. And then we have the Line in the Sand here with Under Pressure plus Firing Line here. Firing Line's actually not bad, but definitely you don't want to pair it with Under Pressure. So, let's go and swap to the Warlock and see if we have that different sword. All right, for the Warlock here, yep, we have the Eternity's Edge, a different sword, Flash Counter Thresh, absolutely terrible. Let's go check the Hunter. All right, for the Hunter, let's check. Yep, different sword. The Quick Fang here, guys, with Energy Transfer 1 for All. Unfortunately, not a very good role here, but remember how lightweight frames were absolutely bugged and they were just causing a ton of problems? Some people didn't have access to any lightweight frame swords. Guys, if you're one of those people, buy this now. Listen. It is almost nothing. It's 17 strange coins, okay? Even though that glitch got patched, I've seen a couple clips where it is still like the no ammo jumping light attack from the Quick Fang is still counting as like a melee hit, and so you can do absurd amounts of damage still after the patch with a lightweight frame sword. So guys, like, just buy it. Like I'm telling you, like just for the price it is for 17 strange coins, it's worth it just in case. Even if you don't really end up using it, you're going to want to have access to it in case someone discovers another absolutely broken thing with this lightweight frame archetype, guys. And so overall, aside from just buying this just in case it's broken again, and obviously anyone who is 4 to 5 on the Lost Signal, this is your lucky day. Aside from that stuff, not really that incredible stuff on offer this weekend. I think both these catalysts are pretty worth it overall, but not like hyper meta or anything like that. So kind of a mid weekend, to be honest, guys. So that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed and found this informative. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. If you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That is linked in the description down below. Again, hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.